Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the True North podcast. It's typically the morning show, but today we have a special guest with us. Today we have Marc from Select Draw Cigar Cutters. It's going to be freaking amazing. OG, how you doing, brother?
Good morning. What's up, my friend?
Everything's going good, man. God bless the USA. Proud to be a freaking American. Great day to be alive, right?
Absolutely.
Ready to do this? Talk to our main man here.
Absolutely.
The
Who do
man
we
of the
got?
hour. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Check this out. We have Marc from Select Draw with us today.
Hello, can you hear me?
Absolutely. We
Oh,
can
yeah.
hear you. It's perfect. It's great. Thank you for being
Great.
on the show. We appreciate you.
No problem.
So, busy morning, right?
Yeah, having the brake assembly lock up on you and start a NASCAR looking situation to me where the brakes fail was very exciting.
Oh, Jesus. Good Lord.
But that's life. And it was just paid off on Wednesday. So it's perfect timing for something to go wrong.
Oh, doesn't it? You know what? It's a story of everybody's life when things happen, because life happens. I'm just glad
Sure
everything's
does.
good to go. You know what, Marc? I have been a huge supporter of yours for a long time, since when you started doing it. And I'm amazed by the products, amazed by you as a person, as a human being, and all that. You've always been a great person all the way around. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
So I'm going to go start with thank you to the show. And if you could give a little bit of background of yourself prior to Select Draw.
So high school track, maybe about fourth place to fifth place, usually in the 100, 200, the 60, and I can't remember, it was 120, but I was a sprinter.
Oh.
And so I loved sprints. I started doing track when I was about 6 or 7 years old. My dad was a track star in Massachusetts, and so I fell right into his lane of running. Graduated high school in Columbia, Maryland, went to Howard University for a bachelor's and master's degree. And I work for a government agency that will remain
Anonymous.
to all. And I've been there for 23 years now. Yeah, 23 years. It's a long time.
Congrats.
So, yes, it's definitely been a journey. And Select Draw / Super Punch has been an amazing thing. Just want to start out by saying my co-founder is Marc Weissman. And I want to make sure he gets his credit. He's definitely built the business. On the business side, he knew the person for patent, for trademark, and for manufacturing. I came up with the idea.
That's amazing and all that. I love your story and all that. So what got you into, first of all, what got you into cigars before you started?
My dad teased me. He said, Marc, you make money, but you don't have any fun. So you need a hobby. And I looked at him like, Mom wouldn't have said that. Mom would have gave me a hug and whispered in my ear. Now, Dad was Army, so he thinks Army, and I understand that. So he had to give it to me straight. He can't never butter anything up. He has to give it to you straight up. Kapow. And if you're ready, you do well. If you're not ready, you kind of fall to pieces. You kind of hold yourself like that. I was hoping for a little more of a loving hug, Father.
Not so great on that. Nope. Hey, he's Army and all that. Much as OG, my co-host and all that, U.S. Army as well. So totally understand that background. But again, I got to throw in the Navy there. Heck yeah, hoo-yah, all the way. But I love that. But so you got into cigars. What made you, how did you even start and come up with the idea of Select Draw and the name?
So I was sitting drunk on lemonade and gin on one of my birthdays, I gave my wife a straight cut. She spat tobacco all night, looked very angry. And she's a Gemini. I'm an Aquarius. I fix things. I'm a part of the fixing procedures of helping every human being that exists, and including myself. And so I sat at the edge of the bed that night and just thought up, maybe there's a different way to smoke cigars. Maybe it doesn't have to be all these cuts and all these different things. And I picked up a frog pen, which is a piece of metal with little nails sticking up out of it that crafters use to hold paper, little pieces of paper in different parts. I stuck it into the back of a cigar and got a cold draw, and that is the beginning of Select Draw.
Interesting.
Very cool.
Just people can see Select Draw and all that.
Absolutely.
Well, everybody's got a Select Draw. He's got the red one. But now, do you have this one, OG?
No.
Mark, I have that one too.
Yeah.
See, I got all three.
Yeah, you do.
My wife,
you so much.
I'm gonna tell you right now, my wife, she smokes cigars and all that. She can't do it anymore. She tried, but this is her favorite right there because it was small.
Yeah.
It didn't do too much. It didn't open it up so much because she's like the type, she wants just a little bit of that taste, that smoke. So if you could walk through the process of what it was like on your journey and all that, of coming up with the designing parts and the patenting process of it.
I can definitely walk you through that. Just to let you know, the golf tee was designed by my co-founder, Marc Weissman, independent of me. And I do appreciate he created something based on the line. The manufacturing part, we found a manufacturer in Howard County, Maryland. I can barely remember their name right now. It's been so long. And they made it out of aluminum. We sat there and got the CAD design done, paid for the CAD. And then they made us two prototypes, one out of steel, which weighed way too much. It could have been used as a weapon. It was so heavy. And then they made one out of aluminum, and we looked at aluminum and we're like, okay, that looks really good. They made the cap, they made the prongs, and they made the top part. They made the whole thing out of aluminum, just like this.
Okay.
And the trademark was all based on, we did it at Thomas Supply Trade. You have to take pictures of your device with a price next to it to get the trademark people to accept it, like it's something sold. So we did that. We took those pictures, and we have a patent and trademark lawyer also. And with the patent, just so everybody knows, the first time was rejected.
Really?
And I was mad. I was like, we paid you $1,500 for it to get rejected. I don't pay for failures. And so the lawyer was like, calm down, Mark, calm down. I was like, we about to fight in a second, bro.
Yeah.
He was like, no, this is normal. He said, usually the first time you apply, it does not make it through just because they have not seen it before. Now, we didn't have to pay twice, but we did have to revise the pins to dotted lines. So the pins can be anything. We can make it into an airplane propeller for a pin. We just made it 1 millimeter and grew based on my thoughts at the time that was best. But that's something we might try, as different designs of the pins. But yeah, passed the second time with the patent, got the patent number, and then started working on, well, we had it on the website. And then the great adventure has been Amazon. That's been the great adventure.
That is freaking amazing. How did you even get to Amazon? Where did that come into play?
I'm going to give Mark credit again. I was worried about the website versus Amazon. I was like, it's going to kill the website. It's going to kill the website. He's like, well, it might, but we should try Amazon anyway. And I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know. After a while, he convinced me to do Amazon, and Amazon definitely has pushed our product around the world. Yes, because of Amazon, people of other countries want to create select draws, and we have been copied at least 4 times based on Amazon. We would have never gotten copied off the website because they would have to find us. But with Amazon, they'll just, you put it up there, people see it, and then they want to use your idea. And so that has definitely happened a number of times. And we've definitely had very interesting situations where we had to flex with the patent to get people to stop trying to sell the same exact thing.
Oh, wow. You have a tremendous story. Like I said, much kudos to you and the people around you, Mark Weiss. You guys did a fantastic job. You came up with a great, fantastic product. So,
thank you.
Did you ever imagine from when you started that you would have gotten this far?
Nah, selling one to my friend in Baltimore or to a friend at Fire and Smoke or a friend at Puff and Quill was exciting. But to see it go from that to a worldwide thing was beyond my ever thoughts. There are places I walk into now. Like I walked into the old mill in Woodbridge, Virginia, and the guy yells. He's a motorcycle guy. He's usually hollering at women, right?
Yeah.
He's usually hollering at the beautiful ladies. He was like, select draw. He yelled it. And I looked over like, oh, shit, okay, wait a second. Am I in trouble or is everything okay? And he was like, no, come here, bro. You select draw. Come here. I was like, oh, what's up, bro? I was like, okay. Gotta get used to this again. But it's definitely, it's very exciting.
OG, do you have any questions, my man?
No. I'm just listening, enjoying listening to Mark talk here. Absolutely fascinating, his background.
No, thank you. And so getting used to the popularity was very hard because I've sat behind a computer and sent emails and barely talked for a lot of years. And to all of a sudden be the face of the franchise and be out there interacting with people took a whole lot. It took me to change.
Mm-hmm.
And I will always thank my people of Baltimore at the Place Lounge off of Franklin Avenue. My sister Tracy helped me to, be able to talk better and be able to explain things. My dad has been in business or was in business for like 50 years. Was it that long? 40 years, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 40 to 50 years. He sold everything from peanut oil to hair care products for women. So he sold everything. So I definitely had the sales background through him and watching him and learning from him over the years. And it's just been great with having these friends in Baltimore, Marvin, Greg, Dante, Derek, Ann's the owner of the Place Lounge, and having my ambassadors, Lena and Miss Exquisite Genevieve, and the ladies that I've had over the years helped me to sell this product that I believed in. And it's been an awesome experience. And like I was showing OG Cigar Tender, I'm always thinking of new stuff. And so live on your program is the next invention. And I'm not worried about anybody taking it because they don't really understand how to make it. But this is the Resurrector. So when your cigar is dry as hell and there's no coming back,
okay,
I'm coming up with an idea to resurrect your cigar. And this is in the infancy phases, so it's good to show now. Because when it's done, it's going to look different. But you can put your cigar in a chamber. And I'm leaving out one part of it. That's the part that's the most important part. And it'll allow you to get your cigar back humidified again so you can smoke it.
Oh, wow. That's freaking amazing right there.
You've got a Lazarus machine.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. That's maybe, maybe that's what I should call it. It's still open, it's
Lazarus.
wide open for anything naming or anything else because it's just an idea right now. But definitely have a lot of cutter and lighter ideas. Just so you know, our collaboration, Casa Cabario, Mario, and myself are working on the wood select draws, the kings, the queens, the knights, the bishops, the rooks. And we've already got a prototype of that. Mario's tested it. I need to test it. And we found a person to make the wooden cap here in Maryland. So now hopefully that'll be a 2025 launch of Select Draw with
Very
Casa
cool.
Cabario collaboration.
Very cool.
Nice. So let's talk about your ambassadors for a second. Now, walk us through that process of from your very first one, how far you got with what goes into choosing who your ambassadors are to represent yourself and your company.
So my first ever ambassador was Frenzy out of Baltimore. And Frenzy, aka Cat, she was my first hand model. So she used her hand, just her hands, holding the select draw, taking pictures. Because the first thing Mark and I thought of is we didn't want anybody's face on there and say that they represent the company when you can just use your hands to model the select draw. So that was the first thing we did. Mark had picked someone else, and I can't even remember her name at this point, but we definitely had two models at first to help us push the Select Draw product. Then over time, people fell in love with Select Draw, such as Genevieve and Lena and Jamise and Angie and various people in different parts of the country. Another guy from Alabama, I can't think of his name right now, but there's been at least 10 people that have fallen in love with Select Draw, and based on that, they wanted to help to promote it. And
OG's like waving at you for a reason. He's like, me too.
So it's been it's wonderful that I've had so many people want to be a part of it. CK in Massapequa, New York has pushed the red select draw and has bought all the select draws to put into his shop. We've gone into certain shops. Ours is more like a retail product on Amazon. So that was the best thing for us, was that particular way. We have done wholesale with our German distributors, Riki and Gisler. We definitely appreciate the two of them through Fertello. So thank you, Omar, again for that connection. Through Omar, we got to Germany, and we've definitely had our first publication in Sweden. Couldn't even read it. had to put it into the translator to read it. It was really funny. But first publication out of Sweden. That was really exciting. Or maybe it was Denmark or Sweden. I can't remember which one. But it's been a lot of fun. Still haven't made it to PCA. Hopefully make it next year. I was trying to make it this year, but again, ours is not a lounge-based product. It's more of a direct sale product.
Okay, now can you explain a little bit of the difference between that so our audience can know?
So for us, there's not a big margin between. There's a big enough margin between the retail and the wholesale, but we never really thought of it when we first marketed it. We were just thinking, oh, we'll just sell to people on Amazon. And so the gap is it's good, but it's not big. And so this next wood product will be much easier to sell to lounges because there's a bigger gap for everybody to make money. Even with our reps, we had a lot of confusion on, for us, how much we should pay a rep based on the price of select draw. Okay. And so we went through some different reps, but since neither one of us were real business people and this was a learning experience, we just weren't sure. So it's just easy to sell on our website and Amazon. Plus, there is no regulation for lighters and cutters through any government organization, but tobacco is definitely one that can be regulated.
Unfortunately. So I think it's freaking amazing and exciting. And I want more people to get to know who you are as a person, because what you bring to tables, you always make me laugh, no matter what it is, whether it's good or bad. You can have a good or bad day. You're always smiling. You're always happy. And that's what brings a lot to the table. So when you put out your product and all that, you put out your smiley face too, that you're always happy. And that matters. People connect with that on so many different levels. So do you like walk in to these different stores or talk to different people? Are you getting out there more? And also, I just wanted a quick question. When you say worldwide, where are you at? Where are you located?
So I'll start with the second one first. We have Select on Amazon China, Amazon Mexico, Amazon Canada, and Amazon USA. We're on a special, almost like eBay, in Turkey, UAE, I think in Saudi Arabia, because I saw it's at least 7 countries over in the Middle East that we were available. And then Marc has done a great job. Marc Weissman, the co-founder, has done a great job with doing the wholesale. That's pretty much what he has done is the wholesale. And he got us in the largest tobacco-based place in Australia online. And he's gotten us in many other wholesale places that way. For me, this year I slowed down on the road because I was out there so much. I'm pretty much taking this year off to just kind of relax and
nice.
then bounce back maybe in 2025, because I did the colors and I was doing different things and it was a lot of fun. But I just wanted to slow down for a second and readjust and get ready for the wood one, because that was my real dream. Select Draw was not my dream. I had Super Punch at first. That was my complete idea. Select Draw definitely was my idea with my co-founder, Marc Weissman. I'm the inventor. But the goal with Super Punch in the beginning was Kings, Queens, Knights, because that's what I had with Super Punch. Super Punch was a plastic and wood-based item. Had the metal prongs at the bottom, had little nails sticking up, and I attached it to chess pieces. And one of my buddies out of Social Cigars is the one that suggested making the mini. He was the first one that said, Marc, you do something with a pawn, or you could use a sari piece. Because originally it was a sari piece and it was drilled out with a little chain. And that was like the second version. So it's gone through about 8 versions. Now I get back to the one that I love the most, which was the chess pieces made out of wood prongs. And it's just going to look amazing. We could do different colors. The metal was very restrictive. You either anodized it or you didn't. And it was always round because it cost too much money to make Kings and Queens. You have to use something called electrification, which is supposed to be a very expensive process. Each one probably would cost us like $40 or $50, and we'd have to sell it for like $200, which makes no sense. Nobody's buying a cigar pick / cigar cutter for that much. It just wouldn't work out well. And so I'm just glad to get back to what I love the most, which is that. But I do have a lot of other ideas like the Resurrector and other things, but I'm just going to slow it down and take my time, because there is no rush. I should be hopefully doing this till I'm 80. If you put out a product every few years, that's enough. And then, I have other people asking me different questions about cutters, and I definitely have some crazy ideas for cutters and lighters. I'm in an interview right now, sweetheart. I will talk to you right after. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun to go through all these different levels of things. And now I know everything about Amazon. And that's what I was teasing Mario about. I was like, I can copy the page I have right now, plug in the wood, and be selling in 1 hour.
That's
so now
amazing.
I know how to do this. Yeah, now I've mastered Amazon and how you can put stuff up there. And so for the next one, it won't be in a website because website people have to find. Amazon just exists. It's the juggernaut. And Bezos definitely gets his cut.
Oh, of
And
course.
we get the rest.
But it works.
So, yeah.
It coincides. It's amazing how things transition into different things and they turn into something special. And that's the beauty part. Because again, cigar smokers love all kinds of new tools, utensils, teams, so to speak. But the designing of this and all that, of these two, I absolutely love. And the mini one is amazing. Now, my biggest question is if you could demonstrate for the audience how your select draw actually works with a cigar.
I can definitely do that.
Because I think that's very important for people to understand, because it's like you don't just pick up a select draw and start poking at it and not knowing why.
Absolutely. So this is the original way, and these are faux cigars made by W.D. Wade. I will definitely do it on a regular cigar too, but he made these for me just for demonstrations. And so with the select draw, you just want to poke it in, you want to wiggle it in, you don't have to jam it in real hard, about halfway. And you can do 3, 5, 7, 9 on a smaller gauge like this. If it's a bigger gauge like 60, you can do 11 holes. And that's just in the cap. Don't do 3. You're going to suck tar and black stuff all day. You got to do enough. It's all about enough. And then the thing that my co-founder did not like, Mark Weissman, was side draw. I was just thinking, why does it have to go just through the cap? Why can't it go through the side? He was completely against it, and I appreciate him being completely against it, but that's the number one thing that has occurred now is side draw. People love that more than the cap draw. But you just never know. And so this is side draw, parallel. It all depends how far you put it in your mouth to draw, or perpendicular. So you can put holes in the side. And so that's the select draw only way.
Okay.
What we learned over time is we're not competing with anyone. We thought we were competing against V-cut, punch, and straight cut. No, the select draw works with each one. So I didn't know. He didn't know. A bunch of R&D and just playing around and talking to people, and you figured out the number one way to use a select draw is V-cut, as you can see, a V in the middle, and side draw like this. That's the number one way to use the select draw now.
Now,
but we thought we were going to fight against everyone, and we had no idea.
No, with the question and all that, if you're doing a V cut, right, Mark? So when you go to stick it in on the side and all that, does it cave it in a little bit or anything like that?
It really doesn't if you're a cigar, but what you can do, you can always do this first on the side and do the V last. But I've done it both ways, and it really doesn't cave it in. What it does is it connects your V to the holes.
Oh, okay.
And the other thing you can do is you can poke it down the middle. If you don't want to do side draw, you can poke it down the middle just to open up the middle of your cigar, and it allows you to draw it easier. So some cigars are packed too tight. What I've heard from most people is they use the select draw when it's packed too tight, very similar to the perfect draw, the one that you put all the way down. So people use it for that too.
Right on.
Another way is the punch. We don't have to compete with the punch. We can just use select draw around the punch. And what people have said is it changes the cigar taste. You get more notes, and you get a stronger draw, and you get more smoke when you use the select draw. So again, with this, you can do 2, 4, 6, 8 holes in the top. And you can still do the famous and the infamous side draw. Now, I had one guy tell me at Signature Cigar, since I can name him, he was not happy with side draw, and that's okay. Not everybody's going to like the change that you created.
Right.
But some people will. And after over 10,000 plus souls, somebody likes it. Not everybody likes it, but somebody likes it. And that's good enough for me because I didn't think I would sell one.
Right.
So
but
thankful that one was sold.
That's fantastic because all you're doing, you're enhancing the experience that somebody has with the cigar. And the beauty part about it is you're not going to please everybody. Not everybody, it's not going to work for everybody. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not a bad thing. My question is now with like me, I love the straight cut. So how would I use it with the straight cut?
So with straight cut, what you could do is add a little parallel side draw.
Okay.
And with that, you're just going to pull the smoke either against both of your inner cheeks on this side, or you can turn it and it'll be the roof of your mouth and your tongue. And so you can change the direction of smoke. And that's what I want to do with the next batch of what the wooden ones. I want to do a smoke test to see what the holes are really doing, because I can theorize what's happening, but I'd love to have an actual picture of a mouth with the cigar in it and show the drafting way, just like a NASCAR with drafting. There's a drafting that's going on in your mouth, or a flow.
In the
and I'd like to prove my point. Yeah, with the holes versus just a straight V cut. And I'd love to see what happens. Does it hit a certain part of your mouth, and that's why you're getting all these extra notes? Is it swirling in the back of your mouth and hitting something underneath your tongue? I don't know. I can only theorize what's happening. But with the next one, I want to create a vacuum or a airflow diagram of what's happening. Once I prove it, and everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, I want to buy one of those." Like, okay, well, you didn't believe in the beginning. Now you believe it now because you see it on somebody's tongue. I don't care you buy it now, but you can if you want. So yeah,
but again,
that'll be the person's choice.
And I think that's awesome because you know what? A lot nowadays, everybody's visual. Everybody has to be able to see what is going on. Just because you could tell them all day long. You could sit there, oh yeah, this is what's going on, but until you actually show someone on how it actually works, they don't get it. And that's the fun part about it is, yeah, you're trying to explain it, but it's like, but ask the questions. Know the why you're doing what you're doing. Why are you hitting the holes in certain areas and locations? And it's fascinating to me.
It's been fun to have someone have a V cut, because this is what happens. It's very funny. They'll have a V cut like this, and they'll be like, "Oh, it's good," and then somebody, not even me, a person that has a select draw, but like, wait a second, that's not the best way to do it. Give it to me real quick, and they'll look at them real funny, like, "What are you trying to do?"
What are you doing?
They'll go boom like this, hit it on the side, hit on the other side, and all of a sudden, what the hell did you just do to my cigar? This don't even taste the same. What the hell? The flow's even. I could feel more smoke on my mouth, and I just laugh every time it happens because like that's what I thought would happen. But when someone else explains it and it just happens right there, it's the biggest shock on the planet. And the number 2 way to use the select draw is as a poker, because it's not going to spin. Because it has 3 prongs, it can't spin like the 1 prong poker. So you'll never have it. I've had it spin one time, and I almost put the ash in my mouth. Almost burnt myself up. I was like, oh shoot. Luckily, you get that quick reaction time when you feel some heat, but there was a danger. But yeah, the V-cut side draw is the number 1 way. But people have different patterns. Some people use 1 prong all the way around the cigar. Some people use 2 prongs. Some people have gotten it. Some people don't, and it's definitely polarizing. I have people that love it to death, and then I had one guy from France say, "You wasted 5 minutes of my life with this whiteboard video." And I was like, wow, you took it really personal, didn't you? Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Talked to him offline, showed him every picture, video called him, showed him every way, and then he was like, "Oh," he published me the next month. And I was like, "Wow, you went from love to hate. That was a long ways to go for you, bro." I
Mm-hmm.
was just having a good time. And I have other people that just smash it in, and it's not a smashing in type of thing. I had an owner do it 2 times in front of me, had to take it from him. Then I had a guy on Facebook say, "I don't get it, man. It keeps breaking." I said, "You know, you love your cigar, right? You
You
don't
take
have to
care of your cigar.
you don't have to destroy it because you're mad. You had a tough day, right? You don't have to jam it in." I said, "You're supposed to wiggle it in, finesse it. If you do it finesse wise, then it's fine. But
You're
if
just
you
working it
smash
in,
it
right?
in, yeah, you're gonna break the cap every time."
But
So
see
what
that
I see is people that can listen and follow directions do great. People that think they're smarter than they exist don't do well.
I totally understand with like I said, I enjoy it. But like this one right here. I love it because not only can I use it to enhance my cigar smoke, right? But sometimes like to use it just I can go sideways with it and use it as a cigar holder
Yep.
because it's already in there and I might as well smoke it. So and it doesn't do anything wrong to it, but
Mm-hmm.
it
Smoke it
works
all the
that
way to
way.
the end.
I think that's pretty cool. All of
Mm-hmm.
it's cool. I love the design of it, the weight of it.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's what I wanted to ask is how did you come up with you and Mark and all that with the idea of the weight wise? Because the weight wise really makes a big difference. It
So
does.
it's an aluminum base and cap with stainless steel pins because we learned that aluminum pins are too fragile. So we had our buddy Jared. He by mistake dropped the all aluminum one, and the pin curved instantly when it hit the ground.
Oh
And
wow.
so we learned that airplane aluminum is great. And even with this one, I started playing with lighter. I started playing with lighter patches or lighter paper, and you could strike the match inside and have an extra lighter. It's just something weird. I started thinking of different ideas and different ways to do things.
Right
Hmm,
on.
it's a good idea.
What do you think, OG?
Yeah, that's. I'm telling you, I've told Mark this many a times. I think he's really he hit a home run. He thought outside of the box, and man, people can try to duplicate it all they want, but there's nothing like the original select draw. So bravo to you, my friend. You did a fantastic job. Home run, you and your partner Mark. Congrats to both of you guys. You guys, I'm telling you, innovative, innovative for sure.
Thank you.
So where does Select Draw go from here?
So I have 3 books of ideas for cigar inventions that I have only gotten to one.
Okay.
And not all of them will come to Amazon over time. Different ones will be selected for different reasons. And I have a lighter idea. I have other cutter ideas. But what I realize is I have to slow down the pace. So
Okay.
that's what I'm gonna do is slow down the pace of these things. Really work hard to get it done. Um, and just do it that way. And so the goal now is to make sure I do things the way they should be done as a business and not just as an inventor. Because I like to bring out every single solitary one, and I don't need to.
Okay. I think that's fantastic and all that. Again, salute to you and your partner and all that. You guys did a fantastic job. I look forward to it. Now, I got a question for you. Now, you're coming. We are having an event, a golf event, charity golf event. We would like you to be a part of that because it's raised money for veterans' mental health, homelessness, and first responders. You donated last year, which we're very grateful on it. We raffled some of them off, which was great because like raffling off maybe a golf tee and stuff like, hey, it's a golf event. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. And having Cigar people there and all that because I want to be able to integrate a lot. But we would like to invite you to it.
Well, definitely send me the dates, and I could definitely see what I can do. This year, I'll be doing very, very few events, but if I can get there and if everything's working, then I could definitely try to do that. But yeah, I'm gonna limit myself this year, come back strong in 2025. 2023 was a little slower, and we did more Amazon but I still did plenty of trips in 2023. And so after 5 years, I just wanted to take at least a 1 year break. But I've already mapped out Indiana, already mapped out the Airbnb, already mapped out everything. Now I just got to see how things. I can't remember the dates right now, but if you send me the dates again, I could definitely see if that fits because I definitely would like to do 1 to 2 events this year, but just not like 7 like I did the first year. It was just too many.
I totally understand that. And it's June 14th through the 16th. Bridgewater Golf
I can
Club.
definitely look into that.
Major Ed, John Daly's going to be there, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Former Navy SEAL Darren McBee, he's going to be signing autographs on books for SEALs and stuff like that. So again, it's getting that awareness out there and doing it for right causes, and it means something. And raising as much money to get back to the communities and to help others.
No, that makes sense, and that's a great thing that you're doing. I definitely applaud you for that, and I definitely wish you all the luck with your event.
I appreciate it, but again, I would love to have you there because it would coincide with a lot of different things, and you could be able to talk about it with the golfers out there. And I'm sure John Daly's going to have a question for you.
Yeah.
Since
he's you're right.
A golfer. Like, wait a minute.
No, it would be definitely something good to do. And I'll definitely look into the calendar to see if I can fit that in.
Perfect. Outstanding. Again, I applaud you and all that. Have you ever thought about writing a book?
That's a great question. I've written 2 poetry books that are at the Library of Congress. I can't find out where they are anymore because I lost the ID code. I need to just put my name in and try and find it again. But I did have 2 books that I wrote poetry in when I was in college. And yeah, that would be a great idea to write a story about the inventing process. I'm sure someone would definitely appreciate a short book to help people to get through the process because I definitely understand the process now. And it's definitely a very interesting process.
Well, again, we utilize this and all that as a teaching aid, so to speak, because again, everybody has to be taught something, and sometimes older people and all that, we get stuck in our ways. We don't like change. We're used to smoking cigars one way, and there are a lot of cigar books out there and all that, but what we don't see is accessory books.
Yeah.
How to utilize some of this stuff. How does it work? How did you get into it? Does it work this way? Does it work that way? In different, so you can see actual visualizations of how it's supposed to be done.
No, you're right. That's a good idea.
Because I would think, me personally, I would be one of the first ones. I'm sure OG would agree and all that. We would definitely get the book because it's like, hey, we need as much teaching tools out there as possible to teach others how to utilize these things.
No, I think that's a great idea. I was definitely thinking at one point opening up an inventor university so people could know how to get through the process. I'm not sure if I'll do that. I'll probably do that when I'm a little older. But the book is a smarter idea because it's like a teaching aid instead of trying to open up a whole thing. You know, a whole college or university might be a little too big. Maybe teaching a class about inventing would be
Yeah.
great. So teach a class and make a book for the class. And that might be, yeah, that's a great idea. I didn't think about that till right now. So I appreciate that,
Yeah.
Scott. I always wanted to be a professor. If people don't know, I wanted to be a PhD professor. And I stopped at master's because I just got tired. It was just too much work, and I needed to make at least $5 so I could pay a bill or two.
Mm-hmm.
But that's you definitely helped me with one of my dreams now. Write a book and teach a class, and I could do it at community college right around the corner. So that would be awesome.
Oh, it
There
would
you
be.
go.
It opens up the doors for a lot of different people, and especially for young people that are coming up and all that, to give them an opportunity, especially like being an inventor or anything like that, to be able to help the kids out and help direct them like, hey, you need help. I can help you. Maybe I could point you in the right direction, or I can teach you on how to do things. But at least you open up that new network for young, especially underprivileged and all that. It gives them something to do. It's like, hey, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it.
Absolutely. Right. I think that's a great idea.
I think it's right. But like I said, a man of your stature and all that, people, they look for inspiration, motivation, how to do things. And a lot of people are scared and they don't know how, or they don't want to take that, how to say, that extra leap of faith. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there are so many kids. Like, let's take us, for example. I'll take myself. Everybody has a dream of what they want to be and what they want to do as a kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but do we always follow our dreams? Is our paths always go that way? No, it doesn't. But it doesn't
Yeah.
mean that we can't teach you to fulfill those dreams. It's not unreachable.
Yeah. That's true.
And you are a fabulous person because, again, you have that smile, you have the education back there, you have a passion to teach people and all that. And that speaks volumes. You can actually get through to a lot of young people.
That's definitely true. I might do that in my later years. That might be something worth doing.
Yeah, even online and all that, because like you have your own webinar and instruct people and talk and go around and speak, maybe speaking at different schools and all that of inventions. Because those are great things to talk about with kids, because a lot of things, kids have great ideas. Their minds are freaking like a sponge.
Mm-hmm.
They grasp so much, but the ideals that you have and bring to the table, you could teach a lot of kids a lot of things. And I think it would really matter.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I think that's definitely another thing I can think about doing.
Well, I'm glad I can help. I'm like I said, I get fascinated on these things, and everybody has a story. Mark,
Mm-hmm.
you're one of the great ones, and I'm just
Thank
thankful
you.
that you can be on our show and all that. Because right now we have over 100 people that are watching.
Mm.
See it. So thank you to the audience and thank you for the people and all that. It'll be going on. It's live on YouTube and all that, be educating. But I want people to understand who Mark is, who Mark Alston is. Besides, you're just
Yep.
not the face of Select Draw, you're more than that.
Absolutely. There's definitely a long story of all the things, the pitfalls, and the achievements that have happened over all these years.
Well, and it also helps having the adversity of teaching other people, opening up their minds.
Mhm.
It's like, hey,
Definitely.
you have those ideas, keep those ideas, because you can create something beautiful out of it. And you can actually teach people how to walk them through the process of, because again, adversity, like, hey, can I even do a patent? How do you do this? Teach them,
Hmm.
kind of walk them through and help guide them, or give maybe like an apprenticeship or something.
Yeah. No, those are definitely great ideas. It's all about time. That's the key. The key is how much time these things take. And the older I get, the more I want to just sit back and smoke a cigar and do nothing.
That's the beauty part, 'cause and it's fun. We all have the things in common of cigars and what it does. It brings people together and unites people. My basic is exciting and all that is. So what is Select Draw looking to do at PCA? What is the objectivity of PCA for you?
So we've been at PCA through Barbecue and Smoke and Casa Caballo within their presentation. But what I always tell Mark, and I have talked many times, having 1 or 2 items for a booth that cost between 5 and 20,000 never registered for me.
Mm-hmm.
It might help somewhat, but we're not a cigar. We're a cigar accessory, and it'd be great if the boutique cigar association had 1 table for all accessories. That'd be outstanding. It just came to me right now, and we all just put in money to put our accessory there.
Right.
For the Premium Cigar Association is an amazing association trying to help cigar smokers continue to smoke cigars. I always want to give them credit. The TPE, which is the Total Product Expo, is supposed to be a great place also where you can, put your stuff there. You can put your accessory into a box and people can see it. But like I told Mark, for us, Amazon, after he convinced me, has been the number one thing for us. Getting into lounges is fine, but the real money is selling on Amazon, selling on the website. And for exposure, maybe PCA or TP might help. But I've definitely gone back and forth over the years. Is it worth putting out all that money to gain anything? And we've gone back and forth on it.
If you gain it.
That's the other problem. It might gain nothing. I've had some people go to PCA and it did not work for them, or TPE. And it just depends on, the category and the person. Not that everybody doesn't do well or doesn't do well. I've just heard different stories of different things.
And you know what? I agree with you. That's why I'm having a tough time, me being a cigar brand owner on top of it. I'm with you, Mark. I can't fathom the idea of putting out the money and you have that what if you don't do anything, and why it's so expensive to put into it is beyond me. I couldn't register and fathom the idea of, okay, I can put out $10,000 to $20,000 for what?
Yeah.
That I can't answer for that. I mean, I can utilize that money in better ways than just for that, especially on just one event. It'd be different if it was over a course of a series of events. Okay, now that would make a little bit more sense. Like, hey, we got 7 events. You pay $10,000 to $20,000, but you have the booth every single time in those. Now that makes sense, right?
Yeah, that's definitely more logical than one time.
Right. And the goal is in getting out there to the public when a lot of the public isn't there, and it's mostly just the ones who are the brand owners. That's tough for me. Like I said, I'm not knocking it.
Yeah.
I'm not like that. I'm just saying it's great for some and not so great for others. You just got to pick and choose your battles on which ones that you want to play in and be a part of. But
absolutely, I've been.
That's where
Sorry, you go ahead.
That's why I'm excited, and hopefully, with you being, if you come to the event, you'll be able to be not only part of it, but kind of like because I'm going to have a lot of different cigar people there. And that you can have your own table with Select Draw.
It costs them.
And it doesn't cost anything.
Mm-hmm.
But to put it out there to the public and raising money, but you're also raising awareness. And then on Friday before, the day before, we're going to be having Major Ed, John Daly, and McBee doing a public speaking and all that. That's our pre-party and all that. And we would like to, I personally would like you to talk to people too as well, be a part of that, to be able to speak of what it's like to be an inventor, how the struggles, how, you know, because you could teach people and educate people.
Mm-hmm.
If that's something
I definitely appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate the invite. Worst come to worst, it'll be 2025. Best case scenario was 2024, because I'm definitely going to get back out there in 2025 and get back to grinding. But yeah, 5 years, it's been a lot of grinding. It's been fun, but it's been a lot of work. It's been a lot of work.
Like, we would just love you to have you there, hang out, and have a great time with us, and golf.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be a lot of kids.
I probably bring my dad to play golf. My ball usually ends up in the woods or hitting a animal in the eye like a deer.
Oh, good. I'll have a traveling buddy in the woods then. That's what I look for my golf ball too. So,
hey, all I know is Shepherd's Jeep, our dealership over here, they're sponsoring 4 holes, and if you get a hole in one on one of their holes, you get a free vehicle.
Congratulations. That's good stuff. I like that.
So if somebody gets a hole in one, that's why it was funny. I had talked. It's like, hopefully I can get a hole in one, because I want a free vehicle. I got a great day. I got to get a freaking go up to the pro shop and say, hey, teach me how to freaking get a hole in one, okay?
when no one's looking, you just walk up and drop the ball in. That's all.
Hey,
hey, look over there! Look over there, and drop the ball in.
Well, Mark, I do. You know, I live on the golf course, so that's where it's going to be held at Bridgewater, and I'm on the 16th hole. So be on the deck, enjoy yourself, a nice fire, having a tent, and having some cigar vendors there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Cool.
And thank you for the great products that you've put out.
No, thank you for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
I just want people to know who you are and to know about Select Draw, because I think it's important. Everybody talks about the cigars, but nobody talks about the accessories.
I agree.
Because
and if you need a Select Draw, please go to Amazon, search Select Draw. You'll see my mug on the silver one, and you'll see the black one by itself, because I didn't want to hit them twice. That's too much. One smile and grin is enough for one product.
And not only that, is on top of a Select Draw and all that, you get these nice, beautiful bags that come with them. So I love that. It's classy, it's elegant, and I enjoy it. Now, if you could tell before, and all that, how much do these cost?
So on Amazon right now, I think the Select Draw Silver. Yes, I always play with on Amazon too much, so I think it's $32.50 right now.
Okay.
And I think it might be $25 for the black. That's what I think, but I'm not sure. I switch it. I switch it probably too much. I get antsy. I'm like, wait a second. This week I'll drop it a little bit, and this week I'll play it this way, and this week I'll play it that way. So, I've done coupons, I've done promotional coupons, I've done social media coupons, I've done all kinds of different stuff. So, it's definitely been a learning process with Amazon shipping it in, making sure it gets in.
Mm-hmm.
They're registering the units, and the great thing about Amazon, if people don't know, on the other side, the seller side, is they'll ship it to every hub across the country. And one of my buddies got a select draw in 6 hours. That was
Really?
crazy.
6
He
hours.
bought it
Wow.
at noon. He had it at 6 p.m.
Oh, wow.
So it's instant gratification now. Now, it all depends how many are out there. When I sent them, I think 120, it was in every hub like 4 or 5 times over. But now that we have I think I have like 39 in for the silver and about 70 plus for the black. So it might not be at every hub now, but it was definitely fun. And just so you know, everybody, we never pushed into international categories, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had people buy for Canada, from Mexico. They bought it wholesale from us. I think even China. And we allowed them to list it themselves because we didn't want to ship to those countries. It was just too much of an expense. So we appreciate all the people that have bought wholesale and sold in different areas of the world. So we do appreciate that too.
Fantastic. Man, I just gotta freaking meet you in person and freaking hang out with you.
I promise you're gonna meet me soon.
Yeah, hopefully, like I said,
you
come to the event and have a great time. And guess what? I would love for you to go to the because we have the Duesenberg Museum over here, which I don't know if you're familiar with the Duesenberg. That's kind of like the Rolls Royce of cars. They have they're like $1 million cars. That's the minimum price for a Duesenberg.
Jesus.
Yeah, and they have the John Dillinger car there to take a picture and all that. Go into the museum, take a picture with a select draw cigar in the freaking one of the cars. That'd be freaking cool. Like
it would be very exciting.
Heck yeah, to get a picture with one of those bad boys, man, it's freaking amazing. So again, thank you, Marc, for everything that you've done and what you bring to the table. And again, if everybody has questions, please go to Amazon, select draw cigar cutters. Correct, Marc?
Yep. Just put in select draw into the Amazon search, and then it'll pop up. The first thing that pops up is the silver with me in the picture, and the second one is the black by itself.
Perfect. And you can even the one thing I didn't get a chance to ask you about is you can get them in different colors, like OG showed in the red. What colors are available?
Yeah, we definitely did small runs of red and small runs of blue. Right now, neither one is available. Okay. I might do purple at some point, and I might do another color, but that's going to be in the future. I'm switching gears to the wood right now because I think that's more exciting.
Okay. Now, I just got to ask a question and all that because, again, you've donated to our foundation, which we're grateful for. The color purple means a lot to me because with my wife and all that, cancer and that. You gonna do the purple for like what was it for breast cancer and all that?
I haven't decided when or if I'm gonna do the purple. It was fun to do the first 2 colors. I probably did them a little too fast. I do have a manufacturer here in Maryland that could help to make those, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna do any more colors at this moment. It was fun to do for excitement, but it was just something exciting to do.
Hey, you're like a genius, and I would love to hear more. And I would love to see you put a book out there because you know what, it should be fascinating and it should go like hotcakes. Because I think everybody needs to know.
Yeah, thank you for the suggestion. I'll definitely think about it, and I'll definitely start jotting down notes for someone to transcribe this book because I'm not going to write it myself.
Well, it's a long process to write a book, but again, utilizing it in the different inventions and the process. I mean, that's an educational tool.
Yeah, no, you're right. A lot of people have not gone through the process, and it would definitely be a benefit to society to have a book, a processing book, pretty much. or how-to book.
Absolutely. That I'm done with my question. OG, do you have any questions for Marc? I know you haven't been feeling well.
Yeah, I'm a little under the weather, but no, like I said, I've talked to Mark over the past couple days, and I think between you asking all your questions were pretty much all the ones I had, and talking with Mark a day or two ago, I really do. I just encourage everybody to reach out to Mark, inquire about the select draw if you haven't done so. It really is a great enhancement tool for your cigars. I mean, I when I first was introduced to select draw and to Mark, I was skeptical, but I got one. I tried it, and I'm hooked. And I'm telling you, you're missing out. You're going to get a completely different smoking experience with the Select Draw Cutter. So check him out on Amazon or reach out to Mark on. Are you on Facebook and Instagram and all that, Mark?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have a Facebook page, we have an IG page, and if you want to contact me directly, you can go to Cigar Celebrity 13456.
Okay.
And I will definitely answer any questions that you have.
Why is the 2 not in there?
Because it was taken. I had to jump one for it to accept it.
Oh, good Lord.
And I was hoping for a better story, but that's okay. That's okay.
It's a crappy story. I put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it said no. And I said, okay, well, let me take the 2 out.
That's
very cool.
Great. Anything else, OG?
No, I think I'm good, brother. How about you, Mark? You got anything else you'd like to add before we wind this down?
Just wanted to say thank you to everyone that's bought a Select Draw cigar cutter. You poke it and smoke it has been our slogan. We do have the silver and the black right now on Amazon. You go to Amazon, search Select Draw. You'll see both of them. Add it to your cart. Purchase it. Small business. I am the inventor and Marc Weissman. My name is Marc Alston. Mm-hmm. And my co-founder is Marc Weissman, and we've enjoyed bringing the Select Draw to the world.
I think it's great. You put out, what you guys are doing is amazing, and congrats on everything, on your success.
Thank you for having us, having the Select Draw on your show. Thank you, OG Cigar Tender, and thank you, Scott. I appreciate both of you for your service. Mm-hmm. Very similar to my grandfather and my father. And just want to say thank you to everybody out there.
Hey, I look forward to the new products that you're going to be putting out.
Yep. Wishing you nothing but the best, Mark.
Absolutely, brother.
Thank you.
Got much love for you and all that. Mr. Marc Alston with Select Draw Cigar Cutters. You can find him on Amazon. Are you on YouTube at all?
We have a couple of YouTube videos, but they're really old.
Because I know I had actually a question and all that. Somebody asked, are you on YouTube? That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, we have some instructional videos, but the best instructional videos are on Amazon.
Perfect. That works.
Very cool.
You heard it live, ladies and gentlemen, and he's got a new one in the process. Go check it out. Please follow Marc Alston, Cigar Celebrity, Select Draw Cigar Cutters. He has fabulous ambassadors. And that's another thing. Before we go and all that, I want to give a shout out to all your ambassadors for all the great things that they bring to the table and their passion as well. Because you know what? Just because we're the faces of things and all that, people that put in the work and are pushing it and grinding and all that, got to give them credit where credit is due. They're doing a fabulous job.
Absolutely. I appreciate every last one of them. And it's been an amazing journey with the ambassadorship, as well as just meeting people all over the country.
Fabulous. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, have a fantastic afternoon. And thank you, Marc, for coming on our show and join us and explaining everything. Our salute to you from the True North Podcast. Hopefully, we'll have you back on the show.
I can come back anytime you need me.
That's awesome.
Wonderful, brother. Love to hear it. Marc, take care. Good to see you again, brother. Stay warm. Stay safe. Put some smoke in the air.
All right.
All right. All right. All right.
All right. There everybody has it. Marc Alston from Select Draw Cigar Cutters. OG, I hope you feel better. Love you, brother. Everybody,
thanks, brother.
Thank you for watching and have a fantastic afternoon. God bless.
OG out.